Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers, and welcome to Thursday morning. Now, this episode of Cannon Corn is a little special because, first of all, Big Dave, we love Big Dave. I mean, who doesn't, right? I mean, he's one of the best Dodger fans out there. But the, I'm just teasing. But not only do you get to listen to this on the audio, so if you're listening to this on audio, congratulations. It's one of the only times it's like the Disney Vault, right? We put it out there, pull it back. You're gonna listen to it on for free on YouTube, and it's gonna be in the locker room. So, Big Dave, how the heck are you this morning, man? We got something kind of special going on, right?
I I am living large and loving life deep in the heart of Texas. That's right. It's Big Dave, your big homie, the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour, often imitated, never duplicated, the prince of podcasting. That's right, your big homie. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Can of Corn. That, of course, is Bill. He's off his rocker because this is not a Dodgers hat. Oh, it may say LA, but that's for Los Astros. So get it right, okay? I'm donning today the beautiful stadium food, girl. Shout out to my homie Val. This was one of those joints. I think it's available anymore, and that's why when they come out, you got to get them because, like Bill said, it's like the Disney Vault. Once they're here, take advantage because when they're gone forever.
Gone forever. So, Dave, before we get into our topics today on Can of Corn, I heard a rumor.
Oh,
Okay.
hold on. Yeah, no, yeah. You tell me I'm ready. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Yep.
no. Oh, sorry, Bill. What were you saying? I'm getting warmed up, man. A lot of people know out there that I made my minor debut the other night in Sugarland. Came up early in the game in a crucial section and threw the nastiest 47-mile-an-hour slider that's ever been thrown. A wicked movement. It would have been a called strike. It would have been swung at. I dare say it was unhittable. I mean, I hit him with the splitter, and it was nasty.
Yep. And Dave, I got to tell you, I heard from CB Buckner, I heard from Angel Martinez, and they said it was a perfect strike. Now, I did talk to Hunter Windelstedt. He said he couldn't determine whether or not it was a strike or not because there were people chirping about the dugout. Just saying. There you go. There's the ball
Yeah,
right
I
there.
mean,
Boom.
that's the ball. That is the ball right there. Got the out, came off the field, subsequently retired on the spot. So if you saw it, you saw it. But all seriousness aside, I mean, all jokes aside, let me get serious for a moment. This was definitely a bucket list item. I'm not joking. I was honored to be able to throw out the first pitch at a Sugarland Skeeters game. I had my wife and my family in attendance, along with some friends. It was truly a bucket list moment, and it wouldn't have happened without Top Fan Rivalry. So, Bill, Amber, Megan, the whole team over there, and the Sugarland Space Cowboys, I definitely thank you from the bottom of my big Texas heart. Okay.
You are more than welcome, my friend. And as Dave always says, when you are ready, you don't have to get ready. Oh, see, there's the hat. There's the hat. You guys got to watch this on YouTube. There is the hat right there.
Yeah. See,
Um,
if you're on the audio, great. Enjoy us on your way to work. Enjoy us while you take care of your morning concentrations, if you know what I'm talking about. But for those with the benefit of a video right now, I had a little something made special for my Sugarland Space Cowboys alternate hat. Shout out to the Houston Hat crew, real quick. But look at that gorgeous Top Fan Rivalry logo. Um, I'm honored once again to be a part of this community. We are family, as the shirts say. It's not just a slogan, it is a way of life. And it's available at Top Fan Rivalry. Like Bill said, this episode will be on YouTube. Take advantage of the episodes on YouTube right now. You can go back and catch up on some of your favorite episodes, see some of your favorite top fan superstars. Pardon me. Susie Q and Astros in Orbit. You catch me and my buddy Mikey Bleeds Blue on The Odd Couple. There's so many shows, so much content. Go over to topfanrivalry.com right now. Get your locker room access.
Perfect. And Dave, last thing I have to say. Now, this, everybody, so that you know, Dave was not, when he says he's got it, you don't have to get ready when you're already ready. Literally, I called him up in less than 24 hours and said, guess what? Remember you talking about throwing the first pitch? He said, yeah. And I said, that happens tomorrow night. He's like, all right, all right. So he was on. He was on. That 47-mile-an-hour slider it was beautiful.
I could go out and do it right now, Bill. Right now. I can do it right now. So I got them. They got my number on speed dial. If Lance McCullers comes up flat or Urquidy has a stall in his rehab assignment, I'm ready to step in because it's obvious that I was drinking the Hutter Brown Kool-Aid and it started tasting like James Jones made it. So I had to get off of that ride for a little while because Hunter Brown think he's got to go back to the bench for a little bit. But speaking about that, my Astros seem to be turning the page a little bit before we get into anything else. At time of recording, we are leading the game, going on to our fourth straight win, 3 straight against the Athletics. That makes us, like Luke Brown says, when you win 3, that's a winning streak. Mariners, Rangers, guys, you missed the boat. You should have put some separation in between yourselves and the good guys in orange because I think you may have poked the bear. And if Alex Bregman has found himself, then we're going to put the league on notice. So stay tuned, okay? Just because I don't have an Astros shirt on today, don't mean I'm not bleeding orange. But we're watching the boys here and we're doing the thing. But we got a great show lined up here. Bill, tell them what we got.
So here's what we got going on. I want to know from you. We're going to talk about who's hot, who's not. We're going to talk about individual players. We're going to talk about teams. So tell me a little bit about who's hot and who's not from an individual perspective.
Well, like I said, we're finishing up a 4-game set with the Athletics. And, the Athletics came out the blocks storming, playing with heart, playing with desire, because they ain't got no fans to play for, to be honest, at least not in Oakland. There may be a few in Sacramento, and there may be some newbies up there in Vegas, but the A's have been over is Brent Rooker. I've watched this guy just light it up, man. This guy can hit flat out. I think over like the last 15 days, he's hitting like 442 in 52 plate appearances, scoring 13 runs. I mean, those are big time numbers, knocking in a bunch of RBIs. He's even got a couple of steals in that time. Is this kid going to hit 300 for the season? Probably not. But I mean, at the very least, he's shown the Athletics that he's got cheap power. And there's some upside there. He could be a 35 home run guy for you. And I mean, in this day and age, I think the A's will take whatever they can get.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm looking at individual players right now, obviously it's easy to say Shohei, it's easy to say Mookie Betts, like it's easy to say some of those. But I'm going to look at Luis Ariz, who goes from one division to another, to a team that has no chance at making the playoffs, to a team that's a contender, and he's showing up. Another guy that I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about Ranger Suarez for a second. At time of recording, the Mets are losing 10-2 to the Phillies. Rangers' best year was 2022. He went 10-7. He is starting this season out 8-0 if he wins tonight. Now, I'm thinking that they're going to win, seeing that they've only got 6 defensive outs left to get and not give up 8 runs. He would be 8-0 with a 1.37 ERA. I think he's pitched 59.1 innings. And if I'm not mistaken, he's got 58 strikeouts. So he's averaging a strikeout an inning.
Nasty.
I mean, this
nasty.
is video game numbers, Dave. This is video game numbers.
Yeah, no. And it's a good point. While you're there talking about a pitcher, another guy is Milwaukee Brewers catcher William. Don't call me Willie Contreras. The catcher is playing like an MVP candidate. His numbers are up there rivaling Ohtani and Betts. He's 26 years old. He's knocking the cover off the ball. He recently did something that hasn't been done in like the last 24 years. And the last person to do it was Ivan Rodriguez. That was having more than 50 hits through the first 40 games. I mean, that's flat out hitting, and that's from a catcher. Okay. His defense is getting better, and I mean he's putting up numbers that would make it rival that you could definitely call him. He's the best offensive catcher in the game. Second full league in the big second full season in the big leagues. I see nothing but upside with the kid, and he's on a team that will allow him to keep growing and getting them the at bats that he needs. But definitely a guy to keep watching this year, I think, behind the plate.
Yeah, he's Dave. He's one of those guys. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love catchers. I love catchers that can put offensive numbers up. But a catcher is signed literally to be a psychologist to pitching staff, and any offensive stuff that you get from him is amazing.
Bonus,
The fact
bonus.
that he's in the top five of hits already this season tells me that he's something special this season. He's having a good season. And he's part of the reason why Milwaukee is good, because you and I will both agree that when they signed Reese Hopkins, we thought, okay. And then they got rid of Corbin Burns and replaced him with Gary Sanchez. And I thought, okay, what's your team identity? What are we looking for here? Well,
They
Willie
they
says,
knew what they had there. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
Willie says, hold my caffeine free Coke. I got this. All
Yeah.
right,
Step aside, boys.
Dave, who's not hot players wise?
Okay, let's fly down with the Redbirds to Busch Stadium, the home of the Cardinals of St. Louis. Um, Paul Goldschmidt. Look, I know everybody's production declines at some point as their career comes to an end. And this is probably the case with Goldschmidt, who is actually, let's be honest, he's been more moldy than Goldie this year. Um, and
Sorry,
maybe
Paul.
Father Time has finally won the chess match against the 36-year-old, but he's clearly just not hitting the ball. He's not where he needs to be. Father Time has caught up with him. It's a horrendously bad team. And when you start getting factors like that, it's easy to get stuck in a grind and start, maybe even overcorrecting. And by doing that, you stay on the schneid. And one would think that the former star would be able to pull out of it, but I don't know, man. I think the Grim Reaper's tapping on his shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I believe it or not, I'm going to mention two guys that would surprise you. That when these two homies heat up, heads up American League East. But and Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, they're both hitting under 250. That's not normal for these guys. In fact, I think they're hitting under 240. And combined, I think they're hitting like 235.
And it couldn't happen to a finer bunch of lads, let me tell you.
You're just pissed off.
Look, while we're talking about what stinks in the Bronx, I got another one here for you. Gleyber Torres, okay? The Bronx faithful had high hopes for Torres entering this year. He hit well last year, but he didn't hit his first home run this year until last week, okay? Like May 2nd, I think. He hasn't collected a multiple hit game since the end of April. And basically, the bottom line, he, along with Stanton Judge, will have to start hitting soon if the Yankees want to remain a factor. That division is hot. The Orioles are playing like a team destined for success. And I'm not exactly sure what the Yankees can do to battle that if they can't do it with Juan Soto alone. Aaron Boone, it's too soon for Aaron Boone to consider pulling Torres, I think, but he's already been moved down. They can't afford to live with no production from the second base slot, just point blank, period. And
Well,
and along with those two power hitters too, if they don't get it turned around quickly, I think the Yankees you might start to see them slide a bit.
yeah, and at present, as we're recording, they're in first place. At present, they're beating the Twins 4-0. And they're kind of on this uptake. They're going to be a dangerous ball club once they get hot. Once these two other guys will get hot, they're going to be a pretty dangerous ball club. But again, you're absolutely right. There's a few things in the Bronx that it's not the Bronx aren't burning yet. But by the way, side note, Dave, did you see the highlights from the Orioles game today?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, so Orioles are down 2-1. Um, they actually had a replay at the plate. The guy was safe, and they called him out on the field. The catcher tagged him high, and he slid his hand in, but they called him out. It's really hard to see because the plate's in the ground, right? It's not up like the bases. And so, anyways, long story short, they called him out. They upheld it. And then Adley Rushman comes up with one out, I think, in the ninth, and hits a walk-off home run. But not only does he hit a walk-off home run, 2 inches south, and it hits off the wall. It hit on the top of the padding.
Wow.
And so, yeah, they had to review it. But I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a kid that's going to be fun to watch for a long time? Let's talk about Adley Rushman. I mean, this kid. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah. The
teams,
pedigree is there. The kid's living up to the hype, most definitely.
teams. Who's hot? Who's not?
Let's see. I got three teams here that I think are hot out the box here. I already mentioned them first. The Baltimore Orioles sitting at 27-14 at time of recording. Um, they're playing phenomenal. They're getting great play from their young stars. And Grayson Rodriguez's return may create a six-man rotation in an already deep rotation. That just makes them even scarier. Also hot, the Atlanta Braves. Shout out to my boy uh,
Thomas and Philip.
Phil. Yeah, yeah, and the Chop House crew there. The Braves sitting at 26-13. And oddly, with all the big debuts and the rookie performances, the Braves are one of few teams that have yet to feature an MLB debut this year. So even though they'll probably end up calling up that prospect Walter, something like that,
Yep.
later on in the second half, that would make that pitching staff a little bit deeper.
Yep.
But I think the hottest team in baseball right now is coming from the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Phillies have been on a tear, 30-13. They have a roster chock full of veterans enriched in the lineup. On the pitching staff, the Phils are deep. They're getting the job done. They're getting innings.
Yep.
They're getting easy for wins to pile up. When you score runs and you keep everybody from scoring, I think that's the recipe to win. Last time I checked, Ranger Suarez is sick RA like 1.5. He's probably your favorite for the NL Cy Young right now. I know it's early, but he's been dealing. And like Atlanta, these guys they're doing it with veterans and players that have been there for a while. There's no new debuts. They're a solid team, a cohesive unit, and they're looking like it right now. They're looking like definitely formidable foes for the team out of the ravine there.
Yep. So I'm going to agree with you. The ravine looks good. You've got players out there that people don't know about, like Gavin Stone, right? He pitched last night. It was incredible, or 2 nights ago. By the time you listen to this, incredible. City Brotherly Love is rolling. The Orioles are rolling. The Twins were rolling, and something happened where they just kind of threw the brakes on. And part of that's
I
running up
think
against.
Harmony put the voodoo on them there, the
Yeah,
hootie hoo.
Harmony did put the voodoo on him. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Um, as far as who's not, right? Real simple. Obviously, Miami needs to look at some things. The White Sox need to look at some things. The Angels need to look at some things. And believe it or not, one of the teams that I thought was going to potentially win their division, the Cincinnati Reds need to probably look at some things right now. They're not playing up to, but let's not cast some love at the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City Royals are amazing right now. Half game out,
Yeah.
they're amazing. So your thoughts on the knot?
Um, I couldn't agree with you more. They say great minds think alike, and you actually named the three teams that I did. The Angels of Los Angeles or Anaheim or the team that Mickey built. I don't know, whatever they're calling themselves this year. They've lost 14 of 19 at home, and they're
Yep.
only 15 and 28. You do the math, okay?
Yep.
There's no Otani, there's no Trout. Shoot, there's not even Rendon.
Yep.
So if you see an Angels fan, give them a hug. They need it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The Marlins, of course, they're stinking up the joint, but you're in Miami. There's other things to do. Go catch the beach, go get some good dinner. But even the skipper there in Miami, Shoemaker, he was quoted as saying that no one wants to get their butt kicked every night. Well, skipper, like the great Mick Jagger said, you can't always get what you want, right? So suck it up, because it looks like you're going to get kicked around every day for a long time. And this last team, my friend, the Chicago White Sox, 14 and 30. They're now 9 and 6 when Tommy Pham plays, 3 and 23 without him. Okay, so if they had a whole roster of Tommy Phams, they might be doing all right. But without them, they are on pace to be the single worst team in modern baseball history. So
Yeah. No, and Dave, that's hard. I mean, I've talked to Dave Schaefer about this, and it's really, really hard because you don't want a team to be that bad, but they are that bad. Eh, they are that bad. And they win a series here or there, put together a 3-game winning streak, but it's unfortunately it's a little too late. I mean, I think they're 16 games under 500,
and they're
and
just not playing good baseball. I mean, baseball is a very fundamental sport at its core.
yep,
Okay, we said it 1,000 times. Get them on, get them over, get them
get them
in.
in.
The White Sox can't do any of that, and they can't stop people from doing that. So it's a recipe built for disaster.
Absolutely. Okay, speaking of one of the teams that we named, now to me, there's a lot of teams that have had a lot of success over the years. Okay. There's some teams that have not had success for a lot of years, right? I'm talking about the Colorados. I'm talking about the Miami Marlins, right? I mean, but it's good for baseball when teams that have had success historically are good. Let's talk about the Angels for a second. Mike Trout, they say that he's out for a couple of months. I think he's out for the season. I don't know. Every time he calls me, I have to send him voicemail because I'm talking to you. So just so that you know where you rank, you rank over Mike. But Mikey, give me a call again, man. We can
And
talk about your
I
Angels.
in the month of May, me and Mike Trout have exactly the same amount of hits and home runs. So
There you
I've
go.
actually got a strike. So I mean, technically, my numbers are better than his.
Technically, but are they at this point? Are the Angels buyers or sellers?
To quote the words of the immortal Randolph and Mortimer Duke, get in there and sell, sell, sell. Okay. The underperforming Angels have a number of players with aspiring contracts: Brandon reliever Matt Moore, Carlos Estevez, Luis Garcia, Jose Cisneros, Adam Simber, all have contracts that'll be coming up. And while relievers figure to be the only ones that can bring decent returns, even those returns may not be huge. But
Yep.
I think the market is there to get something while you can. The GM there, his best trade chips may be the players that he has beyond control for this year. Lefty starter Tyler Anderson, and infielder Luis Renigflo. They're both available for arbitration at the end of the year that teams will have a little bit of control over rather than just being a rental. Taylor Ward is under contract through 2026. That makes him an interesting candidate. And then there's Joe Adell, long considered the change of scenery candidate. He's 25. He's a utility outfielder. He's putting together the season that he needs to be with the rest of the team struggling. He's slated also to hit arbitration for the first time this winter. And I think the Angels would capitalize on his solid start and get a little more for him than they could probably do. They waited enough time to watch this kid thrive, and I think they know by now if he is what they think he is, and if he's not, move on while you can. But I don't see why any other reason why the Angels shouldn't be just trying to change the direction of the franchise. Even if Trout can't come back this year, if there's literally no playoff implications, why health has been a proven ailment with everybody. I mean, anybody in baseball get hurt, but Mike Trout has had several injuries. And it's definitely, he's not in the prime of his career anymore. I get, people could say, much to the dismay of Carrie. Sorry, darling. But yeah, if I were the Angels, I'd be in there with fire sale stickers on everything, low miles, one owner, whatever it takes. AC blows cold, sunroof, whatever you could take to move some of these guys, get you some young prospects in. You're probably not going to be winning any titles for the next couple of years, so you might as well start to get a little bit of the rebuild on. And believe me, I know it may be the last ride for my Astros here, so we may be talking about the same thing very soon. Alex Bregman. I'm just saying. So
there you go. There you go. I would like to see the Angels compete, as you mentioned early on. So your Astros right now are still under 500. I do not think that they are as bad as their record is. In fact, I think that Seattle and Texas need to pay attention, because you kind of woke up the sleeping bear, right? And you even said this about 10 days ago. You said, hey, listen, this 29 game out of 30 days is going to make or break our season. And guess what? You guys are making it. And so I like where you're at. I would like to see the Angels grab, it's Southern California, right? You don't have to worry about a lot of heat, a lot of humidity. You're playing by the ocean. You can get a 2-bedroom condo for $1 million out here. It's not very much money, right? But I would like
just a
them to
drop
see.
in the bucket. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard rumors.
Well, when you
that
got
if
all those there, it's easy.
I heard some rumors from our good friend Jen Mahoney, and maybe even you, that if I sold my condo out here, I could live pretty good in Texas. But, what do I know? I would like to see the Angels get a couple of pieces and start to rebuild. I know that Perry's working hard on that. I just don't know that Artie and Perry are on the same page. I wish I could be a fly on the wall for that.
Look, as fine as the top fan hacienda will look when you finally make the Texas exodus and move and become a resident of the greatest state in the union, just know that all the meals will be delicious and Buc-ee's will be a short drive away. Okay, but none of that looks as good as what's on your head right now, Bill. Bill, show them that gorgeous hat. Here at Can of Corn, we've got a special product. Okay, limited supplies left. Get them while you can. These things are flying off the shelf. Yes, we will restock, but we don't know when those will get in. So if you want to get the official new era Can of Corn 3930 Diamond Era dad hat, okay, these things fit comfortably. They look gorgeous. Our custom Can of Corn logo sitting right up there. That's right, our mascot there. You get it right now, TopFanRivalry.com. Go to the shop, just pick it out. There's a bunch of items there that are up for grabs. You can get your I'm sorry, your stadium mugs there. You can get custom-made baseball cards. There's some gorgeous, gorgeous T-shirts in there, such as the In My H-Town Era t-shirt. There's the In My Bleeding Blue era, I believe, something to that nature, for you Dodger fans out there. But take a second, look through the shop. Your team will more than likely be represented. If not, shoot an email. All right, let them know what team you want to see in the shop there. But I've got it on good authority that if you go to the shop, use discount code Big Dave, save you a little bit of money. Get that
Absolutely.
hat.
And so, Dave, since we ran out of time today, we're going to save the off the record comment for next week, which is why isn't Bobby Witt Jr. getting more publicity? I mean, this dude
Look,
is amazing.
in the business, they call this a teaser. And if Bobby Witt Jr. was playing anywhere else but Kansas City, he would be baseball's biggest star. Tune in next time to hear me talk about that more.
Yes. Now, wrapping it up, Dave mentioned the can of corn hat. He mentioned the Eras shirt. Get yourself some. Here's the thing. You're listening to this. If you're listening to just the audio, you're missing out. I mean, you got to see Big Dave. Big Dave and I have faces made for radio. Trust me, you want to go over to the YouTube. You want to listen to it on the YouTube. Dave, what are they supposed to do when they go to the YouTube?
First of all, I don't know what this guy's talking about. My mom said I was handsome. But anyway, go to the YouTube, mash that subscribe button, okay? You can get all your content right now, absolutely free of charge, no cost to you, gratis, okay? Get it while you can, okay? Because only for a limited time, they will be available on YouTube. Once that, they go back in the vault, go back in the locker room, under lock and key, okay? Enjoy it while you can. If you like it, leave a comment. Tell us how we're doing. If you want to see something on the show, let us know. If you want to be a guest on the show, if I'm not representing your fan the right way and you want to call me crazy or you want to call Bill ugly, come on down. Get on the show, okay? We'd love to hear your input, all right? But definitely mash the subscribe button over at the Top Fan Rivalry page on YouTube, okay? Not only can you see this show, you can see me battle it out with lifelong Dodger fan Mikey Bleeds Blue on The Odd Couple. I got my girl Susie Q with the Astros in orbit. You can go to the jungle in Tiger Town, okay? We're running out of time. I'm getting the red light from Bill. But look here, go to TopFanRivalry.com, get your locker room access, go to the shop, use the code Big Dave, BIGDAVE. All right, available on YouTube. For you people that are just listening, I'll sing for you next time. But other than that, it's been a great show. Bill, thank you for having me as
You're
always.
welcome, man. Let's do it again next week.
Same bad time, same bad channel. And as always, go Astros.
There you go.